What's up YouTube, it's Onion Bomb here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to the Ascent Sports Show, episode 10, double digits. Unfortunately though, I'm the only one here to celebrate it. Yes, it's only me today. Steven busy, still visiting family for the holidays. Jimmy busy. Isaiah unfortunately, busy either way, but unfortunately, he came down with COVID, it seems like, so hopefully is all good with that. Very unfortunate situation and time of year to handle that. So wish him the best. And it's going around as you sports fans, you guys, we all know that. But yeah, today's probably gonna be a little bit shorter of a show. Sorry if it gets annoying to listen to my voice for the whole time, but what can you do? Just me. We're already very late. It's already Thursday. Picks have already been set in though. I've already made my picks, so if the Thursday night football game goes a certain way, we didn't cheat or anything, and yeah, we tried to get this together as soon as possible, but with the holidays and such, it's just it's natural. We're all busy, and I'm pretty busy too. But I was able to get this here today as well. Hopefully, I can upload this in a timely manner as well with the power rankings and picks I was sent. It's just gonna be me reading off everyone. So again, sorry if it's just me, but it is what it is. It's what we have to go. We all we got. We all we need. Next man up. You guys know the drill. Let's get in to the first ever solo Onion Bomb Ascent Sports Show and start talking about these games and what's going on. Alright, just like old times in a way, because I was the only one doing this for like the first year or so, but it is a bit lonesome as well. But we'll get the squad back soon. Of course, we always got Bull and Madden in spirit. But let's get into like the COVID thing. Like, COVID is not only murking the NFL right now, it's murking sports. The NHL is paused till like December 26th, and my question is, what is it gonna be any different December 26th? Like, they took a holiday break early, but like this whole thing just seems like it's gonna get worse again before it gets better. And then in the NFL, you got the Tuesday games again. We had them. The Eagles and the football team played, and then the Rams and the Seahawks. And we had an extra Monday game, Browns and Raiders. Did not do too much for the Browns though, because they still were missing mad people. Again, sorry if I pause and whatnot. There's nothing. If I have to stop and gather my thoughts for a bit, usually there's someone else to talk while I do this. So I apologize again. This show stinks, but yeah. Now for this week, we get so many players again on the COVID reserve, and just the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Let's see. Josh Gordon got active off of it. They lost a tackle. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, a lot of their offensive linemen. I mean, initially I thought it's good for the Steelers, I guess, but I don't expect them to all be unvaxxed and stay off of it. Off the field. I do think they're gonna play, so I mean, it would be good for the Steelers. It would be definitely a Mickey Mouse game, but hey, a win's a win. But yeah, let's see, man. We got look like Brandon Cooks, Austin Eckler, Elijah Mitchell is out, but Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. People are returned from the Browns, though. Oh, yeah, the 15 Jets, including their head coach, Robert Saleh, Michael Carter, the cornerback, not the running back, Elijah Mitchell, Vera Tucker, and a lot of other people that just... The cornerback, Lamar Jackson, a 15. We got like 3 linebackers, a lot of defensive linemen, another wide receiver. It's getting crazy out here. And it's a shame because we're doing so good and we're so close. I don't know if it's this new like variant of COVID or whatnot, or just it's getting like to be like, you know, flu season, I think. I'm not really sure. But I don't know, I'm just worried. NHL's paused for a bit. I hope the leagues don't like pause for a significant amount of time. But you know, I gotta put yourself in some of these fans' shoes. Like, if it was your team, like if the Steelers lost everyone, I'd be like, yo, like we gotta like move this. We gotta pause the season. So like, I do believe, you know, I hope, you know, the players can all come back and we can, you know, get through the season without too many other casualties or teams that are just having to play with practice squad people against like really good teams. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Things are getting pretty bad, and I just hope for the better of the league and just for my own watchability and everyone's, and just for player safety, everyone. I hope everything's all good. Everyone gets well soon. And they test negative ASAP. Because it just... Yesterday was... A couple days ago was just awful. Like, I just kept seeing things like, this player's on COVID, this player's on COVID, this player's on COVID. Like, we're losing the entire league almost. Like, there's so many players. But you guys probably heard enough about how COVID sucks and everything, and how it's merking the sports. So we can move on now to something a little bit more positive, maybe. The Pro Bowl players got announced from the NFL. Let's see here. Let's see, quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson, that's interesting. He was balling at the beginning of the year, don't get me wrong, but even before he got hurt, he started tweaking a bit. So that's an interesting one. Herbert and Mahomes even. I don't know, the AFC quarterbacks, I guess. Josh Allen, I think, deserves up there, maybe over one of those guys. And then maybe Big Ben, just to send him off. I'm kidding. Big Ben, does not probably deserve to be on that list, but you know, there was some tweakage by the AFC quarterbacks. Herbert definitely. But yeah. Wide receivers, we got Keenan Allen and Jamar Chase, AFC, bro. That's where is Deontay Johnson? That should have been that. Also Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill. Again, where is Deontay Johnson? Running backs, Chubb, Mixon, Taylor. Definitely Taylor. Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce for tight end. No argument there. Slater, yeah. Everything else looks pretty good. Defense, Max Crosby having a killer year. Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson. representing for the Steelers, Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt, of course. Xavier Howard, J.C. Jackson, Kenny Moore, interesting for Colts. He's balling. Denzel Ward, okay. Free safety, Kevin Byard, and then we have Derwin James and Tyron Matthews. I'm not going over everyone, but just some of the people. Specialist, we got Justin Tucker. Honestly, he definitely made that killer long 60-yarder, but Boz is making his kicks. Like, I think there could have been a real case for that too. NFC, the quarterbacks look better. Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers. No real argument there. George Kittle and Kyle Pitts for tight end. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Deebo Samuel. Running backs, Alvin Kamara, James Conner. Let's go. Very happy he's succeeding. Because, a lot of people thought he was done on the Steelers. A lot of people thought he wasn't good. I was trying to say, like, he really is, like, he looks pretty good. It's just, like, the O-line is kind of, like, collapsing. And I'm glad he's succeeding. We got Naj. All is good. Also, Dalvin Cook. Okay, linemen look solid. Nick Bosa, Brian Burns, Cameron Jordan for defensive end. Josh Allen, Aaron Donald, of course. Chandler Jones. Honestly, he had that 5-sack game at the beginning, but like I feel like he hasn't been all that. But Micah Parsons, of course, he's balling even as a rookie. He's gonna be a stud. Trayvon Diggs, a lot of picks. I heard his coverage was meh, but with the 10 picks, you gotta throw it out there with Marshawn Lattimore, Jalen Ramsey, and Darius Slay. Quandre Diggs for free safety, Buda Baker, and Harrison Smith. The kicker, Matt Gay, I picked him up in fantasy, and he actually gets a lot of points. But some notable snubs here. We have, Josh Allen for a quarterback. Cordero Patterson, he came out of nowhere and balled. He definitely deserved a spot. That's crazy. Of course, Deontay Johnson, over 1,000 yards. Everyone says how bad the Steelers' offense is, and, you can't deny that. It's not the greatest with what the year he's having, man. Deontay Johnson, he's going to be up there, man. He's getting into the top 15 range with the wide receivers, and if he keeps this up and keeps improving, I think we could see some top 10 potential, maybe. We also have AJ Terrell having a pretty good year on the Falcons cornerback. Bright side on the Falcons, but that's why he's probably underrated. Justin Simmons. No Justin Simmons. No Jordan Poyer. Xavier McKinney from the Giants. And then Creed Humphrey, a lineman for the Chiefs. Dallas Goedert, CeeDee Lamb, and Chris Godwin. These are some of the names people have been mentioning for being snubbed. Roquan Smith, we're looking. Oh, no Patrick Surtain either. Dang. Matthew Stafford, Andrew Thomas. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, just those are the names I'm seeing here. I definitely, Cordero Patterson, Deontay Johnson, and Josh Allen. Those were the biggest ones for me, because I know Cordero Patterson is definitely balling, and no one expects him to. He's kind of like, Max Crosby balling. No one really like saw that coming, like how much he's balling. Kind of similar, but Cordell Patterson, that's crazy. He should definitely get. I know Deontay Johnson. I don't think I'm being biased saying he is really like he should having a great year, should be in there. And Josh Allen, honestly, I feel like he could make it over Lamar. I think he might be having a better year than Lamar, but who knows? Maybe they'll get in as an honorary after that. All right, short Steelers news here. Big Ben passes Phillip Rivers for fifth most passing yards in the NFL. Very happy to see that. Very, very cool. It honestly, he may not be playing great. Sometimes he's playing a little bit better than people give him credit for. Like, when the whole team's going bad, it's like, they all blame Big Ben. It's like, but Big Ben's not playing defense, giving up all these, 200 yards rushing. Like, I don't know, it's not all his fault. I definitely, he's just older and not playing the greatest, so I definitely do agree for all parties, we got to move on. But it's still going to be sad to see him go. Speaking of breaking records, also, TJ Watt breaks James Harrison's record for the single season sacks. 17 sacks in a single season. Missing 3 games. Micah Parsons, he do be balling, especially for a rookie. Myles Garrett balling as well. But TJ Watt has got to be defensive player of the year. He's got it. He's got to. I'm tired. Madden put Myles Garrett ahead of TJ Watt by having him join the 999 club before TJ Watt. Blasphemous. I will never have that. Myles Garrett's great. Don't get me wrong. He is like a top defensive lineman. He's probably right behind TJ Watt. But he is indeed behind TJ Watt. I am putting TJ Watt over Myles Garrett any day of the week. It's not bad to have Myles Garrett. He's a really good, one of the best in the league. But TJ Watt is better. Maybe the best in the league. Of course, Aaron Donald's a different kind of human, but as his position, I think TJ Watt's one best. But yeah, just TJ Watt's insane. All right, let's go over these games, starting with Thursday night football. We had a good one. Overtime thriller, Chiefs Chargers. The Chiefs. Kelsey went off. They really balled out. Put it all out there for this Chargers victory, not to get swept. And this rivalry of Mahomes and Herbert is going to be fun to watch in the coming years of the NFL. Like, they both got their franchise guy that both going to be battling for the division. If the Broncos can find a quarterback and the Raiders could find like a coach that really brings the most out of all the players and fill some other holes, that division's gonna be stacked. The Colts beat the Patriots. I'm very upset about that because that was so hard to pick, and it was like a 50-50 shot, and I went with the Patriots, and the Colts. I was gonna pick the Colts, but then I changed it for some reason. Gotta quit doing that. But Colts, I admire keeping their streak alive, and I honestly feel like they're going to pass up the Titans, who, speaking of which, lost to the Steelers, our team here. I guess I'm the only one here, so I guess I can have to say my team. But it lost 19-13. It was just another day at the office for the Steelers. Another good win. Man, you gotta give this team credit, Steelers. They might not look the best. They might be getting, like, statistically outgained, but, like, we're winning the games. We're getting the W. That's what matters at the end of the day. Like, we're not. This is not a one-time event. Week 1, we beat the Bills. Week whatever, we beat the Browns, which they might not be a top contender anymore, but it still felt like a clash. Then we beat the Ravens, and now we beat with Lamar, by the way, before he got hurt. Even though Tyler Huntley, he's going off. We'll get to that in a little bit. And we beat the Titans now. Next up is the Chiefs. No, I'm kidding. Maybe, hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, you gotta give that team credit, even as a Steelers fan. Even not as a Steelers fan, if any of them are watching out there. Just doing good. Mike Tomlin is rallying the troops, and this team is not done yet. 7-6-1. Third in the AFC North. Is battling. The Bangles and Ravens play this week. If they can somehow beat the Chiefs, man, they're gonna be 2. It really, really, really is not outlandish to say the Steelers could win the division. Will they? We'll see. It's a battle, though. It's a battle. It might not be the best football of the AFC North, but it's the most competitive, definitely. Most competitive division right now, I'd say. Anyone's game. Literally anyone's game. Alright, Bills take care of the Panthers 31-14. Panthers are just an interesting one. Like, they look good. Now they look bad. Cam Newton, unfortunately, looks done. And it's one of those you kind of wish it wasn't like that. Like, I'd like to see Cam Newton ball on his former team, but it is what it is. Texans beat the Jaguars just in disarray. I got very worried about that game once I heard that Urban Meyer got fired couple days prior to the game. I thought, the interim head coach, teams like to rally around that every time. It always seems to happen. Because I picked the Texans. I was like, oh, the Jags might win this, but they couldn't even do that. The Jags are just not that good at all. But they have the number 1 pick now. They might be the real winners of that. Who knows? Texans they swept the Jags. But that was the toilet of all toilet bowls. Cowboys beat the Giants. Okay. Here we go, guys. You did not see this coming. No one bet this. Unless they were like dared to, or a Lions fan with false hope. And even though they won, false hope. The Lions upset the Cardinals. And even ever since like 2017, I don't think they've ever lost. They tied, but the Lions have never lost to the Cardinals. That's insane. This game blew me away. I didn't know it was like over till the game ended. Like, I kept thinking, the Lions are ahead now, but they'll choke. Cardinals will come back. They'll choke. And even there was like a minute left. I was like, it was the final score 30-12. I was like, they'll choke somehow. The Cardinals will win that game. I thought the Cardinals were gonna win that game, no matter how poorly they were playing, no matter how much the Lions were running the score up. I thought they were gonna win that game, up until it said final at the bottom of the screen, and I was like, whoa. Like, whoa. I got crazy. Dan Campbell deserved that so much. So did the Lions team. Good win. Like, that just sums up this season. Like, in a nutshell. what would seem to be one of the best teams, if not the best team, falls to what seeming to be the worst team. Crazy. It's almost exciting. It's like, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Anyone could win. It's gonna be so anticlimactic if it's like the Bucs again, or maybe even the Chiefs. We gotta get someone new in here. We gotta like ride on this. Anyone can beat anyone momentum. It's really anyone's game. The team I'm feeling the most confident in right now is the Packers. Who they had that one week 1 squander against the Saints, but other than that, they beat the Vikings, which even despite their record, I don't think they're 7-7 out there. The Vikings are a terrible team. Who else did they lose to? They have another loss here. I forget what it was. They lost to the Chiefs. Oh, that's when what's his name, Love, was in, and that was when the vaccine fiasco happened with Rodgers, and everyone blew up everything, and that was the talk of the town for 2 weeks. And I wanted to hear about sports, not vaccinations, but that's besides the point. Packers are a good team. Now, there's no question, not to spoil power rankings, but I think they're clearly the best team in the league right now. Is it their year to potentially send Rodgers off? To probably send Rodgers off? We'll have to see. The Dolphins and the Jets actually had a pretty good game. I thought the Dolphins were going to choke that, but no, they won it. They kept their season alive. And there's a real chance the Dolphins can make the playoffs. However, it's still it's still a long shot. But Tua with some picks, two of them. And then Zach Wilson played a decent game as well, pretty good if I do say so. That was a fight. Dolphins just wanted it more, and they needed it more, keeping their stuff alive. Bengals and Broncos 15-10. The Bengals come out on top of that one. Nothing too much to say there. It was seemingly a more defensive game. Bengals seem to have a little bit of a, dare I say, drought going on. They don't seem to have that fire in these last couple games after they lost to the 49ers and now barely squeaking by the Broncos, who maybe I'm underrating their defense. It's actually pretty good, but they just don't seem like a playoff team to me. I keep expecting them to fall off, and I think they're starting to. I think it's because their quarterback situation. If Aaron Rodgers were to go to the Broncos, or if they were to get Kenny Pickett, that team, honestly, Aaron Rodgers makes that team a contender. Kenny Pickett, or I should say a compatible quarterback, that definitely makes that team a lot better. Broncos are one of those teams that are a quarterback away, and I think they're the definition of a quarterback away. 49ers beat the Falcons 31-13. Nothing there. Tyler Huntley almost got it done against the Packers, but they didn't. Packers hold on 31-30. Aaron Rodgers went off 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards. Tyler Huntley 2 touchdowns as well. It's gonna be a real conversation if he goes to a team. Honestly, he's almost like the. I almost said the Taylor Heineke, but Heineke only had 1 game, and the football team doesn't really have a quarterback, so I don't know. He should get a shot somewhere, someone willing to move on, in division, maybe the Browns or something, or the Giants, who just need something else, seems. I don't know, somewhere. The Buccaneers get blanked. Tom Brady, first shutout at home ever. 9-0. Brady just can't play against this team in the regular season. He's 0-4. 0-4 against regular season Saints when he's on the Buccaneers. Taysom Hill was the quarterback. I don't know how that happens, honestly. It's just one of those cases where they just have their number. Playoff is a different story. They're 1-0. Bucks are 1-0, but that's it. Bucks just, I don't know. Bucks are weird. Like, they're not seemingly scary. They have injuries, but we were making jokes before, like, oh, boo-hoo, they'll have to make do with, just Mike Evans or, Mike Evans and Gronk. Like, they have so many players that one or two injuries should not affect them that much. Like, we saw teams get, like, wins with, like, third stringers. Like, no Devontae Adams, the Packers beat the Cardinals. Yet Brady can't get a win with Mike Evans and Gronk, and I know Chris Godwin's out for the year. AB's having the vaccine drama, but they still have a lot of players. Like that's injuries. I think for the Bucks case are not excusable in this case. What is excusable, though, is the Browns having to go with Nick Mullins. I mean, he didn't throw a pick. But the Raiders do come out on top, 16-14. Browns had a lot of COVID stuff, so, I mean, I'm surprised that game was even that close. That would have been a colossal failure and choke to the Raiders. Vikings get the best of the Bears, 17-9. Eagles get the best of the football team, 27-17. And Rams sweep the Seahawks, 20-10 in this one. Rams contender. Still, they bumped it up. What does that do for us? Let's look at it now. The playoff picture here. The Green Bay Packers. Oh my God, the Green Bay Packers clinch playoffs and clinch the division. Very lit for them. However, the eliminated teams, Lions, Texans, we already knew, Jaguars, Jets, and Bears. No surprises so far. A lot of teams, everyone else is still gunning for it in the hunt. Some teams closer than others. AFC's crazy. There's so many teams. Like the 13th seed is still in the hunt and has 7 wins. When the only other 3 teams that are eliminated are Jets, Jaguars, Texans. Like, it's actually crazy. Everyone is in. It's crazy. Very exciting football. A weird football, but exciting football. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. And, okay. One thing I wanted to go over is CBS released a... well, by the way, I might revisit some of this stuff when the whole squad is here to get their input and opinions and maybe to reiterate some things. I'm sure you guys don't want to just hear me talk. Honestly, I don't expect too many people to watch this. It just seems like a different vibe with just me talking. I'm not that good at this, to be honest. I'm probably pretty boring, but I wanted to get you guys something. I want to keep the streak alive of, Ascent Sports Show, and didn't want to just not do it. But yeah, the CBS released an early look at 2020 NFL trade candidates. I'm not sure if this is just speculation or they've heard some things, inside info, but I wanted to go over them and maybe send them to teams that could be best fit. Maybe that last thing. I don't know. But let's go over. There's like 6 or 7 people on this list. A lot of them are quarterbacks. So let's get to it. First one is easy. Everyone's been talking about Aaron Rodgers. I mentioned just this earlier. He'd be a beast on the Broncos. That would get him good. Of course, the rumors of Steelers getting him. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. We had many debates if we'd be willing to get a first, give up a first for him. I know Steven said he wouldn't, and I think Jimmy maybe said. I'm not sure if Jimmy ever gave his input on that. I'm not, but I would, honestly, because bold take here. The Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. I know their O-line is still not that great, but they're a developmental bunch, and if they can develop, and we can rebuild it, like people saying they should, Steelers might be a contender for a Super Bowl. The defense is a bit worrisome right now because it's laying up too much for what it is, but it last game it stepped up. If it can keep stepping up when it needs to, I think that's possible. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, I like the Steelers as a fit, and I like the Broncos as a fit for that one. It's been quiet. The vaccine drama with him kind of took over, but it's been quiet. Maybe with Jordan Love, are they gonna use him? Do they not like him? Maybe they just mend the relationship there. I think that's the possibility if he just stays on the Packers as well. We'll see. Maybe it could be anticlimactic after all, and Packers fans can relax. We'll have to see. But honestly, the Packers are really good too, so just doing that is probably a good fit as well. The next 3 they have, I'll be honest, I think are cap. We have Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, and Derek Carr. Let's start with Russell Wilson. There have been, a lot of rumors. I feel like this started because he was kind of throwing his O-line under the bus. But I feel like that was more so holding them responsible. So, I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't take too much into that. I just don't see the Seahawks giving up Russell Wilson. I know they're the asking price, I think, for the Bears rumors that it was 3 picks. Honestly, if that was I think the Bears should have done that if that was true. 3 picks for Russell Wilson, I think that's worth it. That's a franchise guy right there. This finger thing he went through this year, it was his first injury in forever. I'd love the Steelers to do that. Russell Wilson, I'd give up 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson. Broncos as well. Carolina also needs a quarterback, and I think they have a good team. I think the Raiders said, I wasn't sure how true this all was. I think Russell Wilson's wish list, the Raiders were on that, but we'll get to that when we get to Derek Carr. But I just don't see this one happening. I don't think Russell Wilson's getting traded anytime soon. I also don't think Kirk Cousins is getting traded anytime soon. He has 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 3 picks this year. That's a good ratio, honestly. That's decent. That's the problem with Kirk Cousins. He's decent, good, but not great. And the Vikings, if they move off of Kirk, I think they need Aaron or, which that's not happening because they're in the division, but like hypothetically, they need like a quarterback of that caliber is what I'm saying. They need like Russell Wilson. They need like a good Kirk. Kirk is like good, so like you don't sell him off for like to like try for like a rookie or something, or like I don't know, maybe if you draft someone like good, make sure you know it's the guy though. Like I feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks that are not as good as Kirk Cousins, but he's just not at that level to like get you to a Super Bowl, I'd say. Maybe I don't know. He's decent though. I just don't see the Vikings giving up on him, giving him away, unless they have a key succession plan in place. And then the Derek Carr. I don't see the Raiders giving him up either. Every year, I swear, every year it's like, oh, Derek Carr's gonna get traded. Derek Carr's on trial by every year, and it never happens. It always stays there. There's rumors that there was like beef with him and Derek Carr and John Gruden. John Gruden's gone now. Derek Carr is a pretty decent quarterback. His 17 picks and 9 interceptions isn't that great. He is 3,600 yards. I just don't see. He's another one where it's like I don't know if he's that good, but he's not gonna get you to that next level, it seems. But unless they have a key succession plan, I don't think he's going. Next up, we have another quarterback. We have Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think he not only is going to go, should go. They traded up. They drafted Trey Lance. He got a little bit of experience. I think he even got like a full game at least this year. They did that for a reason. Move off of Jimmy G. Trade him away where he's playing decent enough to be good trade bait. Give Trey Lance his entire offseason, give him the first team snaps, all that, and then have him it's his range. Jimmy G could go to a lot of teams, honestly. I could see him going to the Browns, maybe, if they move off of Baker. That I think he's definitely a better version of Baker Mayfield, and if he goes to another team that's I guess the 49ers, that's more like a run first than throw. I think that could do wonders, because I think he'd be a great fit for the Browns, actually, because if he if they keep at this run first thing, they could just keep handing the ball off with their O line, and then when they need a throw, I think Jimmy G is better than Baker Mayfield at making that throw when they need it. So I think, as a Steelers fan, I wouldn't want that, but as a non-biased NFL fan, I think that's a good fit. Maybe even the Giants, maybe. I'm trying to just get some other teams in here, but yeah. Speaking of which, Baker Mayfield. Would Baker Mayfield be traded? I don't know. And you guys already know, I've mentioned this a million times, I'm not the biggest fan of Baker. I'm a fan of the person Baker Mayfield. The quarterback, I just don't think he's that great. Very similar stats to Big Ben, and everyone thinks Big Ben is washed and trashed, while Baker Mayfield is a young person. So, is he already washed and trashed? So, I don't know. I know Cleveland's going to be tempted to re-sign him. That back of the jersey is so long already, that name list of quarterbacks, but I don't know, man. I just don't think he's the guy. He's a warrior. He's playing through a lot of injuries. But he's definitely the worst quarterback on this list. I don't even know where he would go. I feel like you need to be desperate for a quarterback. I don't know. I was going to say the Texans, but I might put Tyron up. Maybe I might be hating too much, but I don't even mean to hate. I like the guy. It's just his commercials are mad funny, but the Browns just, to me, have such a good roster that they should be better, and it feels like the one of the only players that aren't playing up to their potential is Baker Mayfield. Like, running backs are good, O-line's great. Running backs are great, actually. Running back and O-line is great. Wide receivers could be better, but they get the job done. Baker is just, not there. The defense, they have good pieces. Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett. Clowney. Is he still there? I think. No, yeah. He was on the Titans and now he's on the Browns. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I had a brain fart there. I'm sorry. But bottom line is, Baker might end up being a backup, to be honest. We'll see, though. Browns might not even move off of him. I don't think they're like, it's gonna be hard to move off a guy that's like brought so much personality to the Browns, and seemingly, even though he doesn't really deserve it, the face of the Browns like rebuild coming to light. But it really should be that O-line, Nick Chubb and Kevin Stefanski. But I feel like when people think of it, it's of course, the quarterback, Baker Mayfield. But I don't think Baker. I just can't think of a team that he'd like be any better on than the Browns right now. All right, finally a position that's not a quarterback, a pretty interesting one. We have Saquon Barkley. Little injury prone. Little regression, I'd say. But still a very solid back. The team that I love, two teams I love for this, and in the same division, the Bills and the Dolphins. I think both of those teams could use better running games. What they have right now isn't like god awful, but it could use a little bit of an upgrade. Devin Singletary just not like that, not that bad, not that good. But like someone with the Bills O line that's actually not that great. You need someone like Saquon or like someone who can like elevate the offensive line, like Najee Harris from in the Steelers. Like, granted, he still gets shut down from time to time. He still hasn't run the greatest, but he for the O line we have, he fights for, he runs it, he elevates the O line. So I think you need someone like that. If the Giants do give away Saquon Barkley, which I don't think they will unless they're trying to rebuild, which is very possible, I think, because I don't think they've built something, but like it's kind of like on its last legs. I didn't know what that was. Something fell outside, but they built it's their defense. They're like a weird one. Like, I feel like they should be better than what they are. Like, their defense is solid, I think. It should have been. And, like, Daniel Jones is no one like Baker. I'm just not the biggest fan of. I think they need better at that. Wide receiver, I think Kenny Galladay's kind of being a bust for them for, as a free agent bust. He was very injury prone on the Lions his last year, which I know all about, as I had him on my fantasy team, but he's, I think, even more so this year. They got Kadarius Toney, but their O line could use a little work as well. Barkley, if the Giants do rebuild, which I think they could use a little bit of a one, I think he'd go good at actual contender that needs a running game, like the Bills, maybe even the Dolphins. All right, next up we have Brandon Cooks. This guy is still a stud. He's on the Texans right now, and yes, get him anywhere. Just get him anywhere. Any team that like could even like not even need a wide could use a wide receiver. I like him. I love him on the Steelers. I mean, I like the group we have now. Like a lot of people are kind of out on Chase Claypool, but I think he's a young guy, needs to mature, develop a bit more. The deep ball connection isn't always there with Ben, but I don't think you need to worry about that with that being Ben's last year. If the new quarterback, if the deep ball's not there, then worry about that maybe. But I think, don't be out on Chase Claypool yet. I'd love to bring Juju back, but if we don't, I would love to bring Juju back. But if we don't, Brandon Cooks would be a killer option. Of course, Deontay Johnson, checkbook him. I give him the check. I want Deontay Johnson to be there forever. I love Deontay Johnson. But, Brandon Cooks, could go anywhere but the Texans. In my opinion, he's the Texans' best player. Maybe, Laramie Tunsil. Maybe someone else. I think they have a good defensive lineman, but definitely the best, one of the best offensive players, Brandon Cooks, and he's been a killer for my fantasy team this year. Very underrated, late round steal. I got him in. He was on a back-to-back Super Bowl teams, being New England and then the Rams. He didn't win either of those, and I think he got hurt in both of them. At least the Rams game, he got knocked out. Just Texans definitely need a rebuild. He's a good piece if they want to keep him, but he's not he's been in the league for a little while now. So I definitely give him away, because by the time you build it, he might be a bit on the washed side. So give him away to someone who could use him now, like some sort of contender. And I'm good. He could fit in a lot of places. Imagine him on the Chiefs. Imagine him on insert team here. Pretty much. I think he'd be a nice. Cause he's not a 1, but he would be a solid 2 or 3, a very solid 2 or 3. So that's why I'm campaigning for him to go away so much. Marcus Peters, he got injured this year. He's older, ACL tear. I don't know about this one. Because I don't know if Baltimore's gonna move off of him. I kind of think he's gonna come back. But that older and ACL tear, never a good combination. So personally, Steelers could definitely use a cornerback. I'd be a bit iffy. I'd rather bring back Joe Hayden than trade for Marcus Peters, in my opinion. But if they want to trade him somewhere, honestly, cornerback and wide receiver, I think, are always there's a lot of teams. There's not too many teams that couldn't use another corner, another wide receiver. There's the Buccaneers, who have freaking Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and AB, and then people like Scotty Miller, and then Johnson, that one Tyler Johnson, I think, I forget his first name. They probably don't need any kind of receiver. But look, Chris Godwin is out. They could bring in someone like Brandon Cooks. And then, for corner, the Broncos have 2 pretty good corners, but why not 3? I honestly, that's the case. And the last one here is also another corner. And for me, I'm yes, come to the Steelers. It's James Bradbury. I would love James Bradbury on the Steelers. That would be so good. Because Joe Hayden is expected to leave. He tweeted out something like one last dance or something. He is older. Steelers have a history of not bending the knee, risking it on older players. The only player they ever done that for was Big Ben, and that's a franchise quarterback. Everyone else seems to be viewed as replaceable, which is a good and a bad thing because it saves things from like Le'Veon, unfortunately to say, but Le'Veon isn't really the running back we used to know, and the Steelers didn't pay him, and it looks like they were right to because he's not that good anymore. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Le'Veon, but and Le'Veon fans. But speaking of that, Le'Veon signed with the Buccaneers, so Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown are on the team, and they're a Super Bowl contender. No. Honestly, I don't know. It doesn't hurt that much anymore. I'm over it. It happened. I love them here on the team. I wish it could have gone differently, but Steelers are thriving. We have Deontay Johnson and Najee now. So, I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. Le'Veon, I'm glad they didn't pay him, honestly. Sorry. Again, it didn't seem like a smart move. AB, I didn't really want that to happen. I don't feel like that needed to happen, at all. But it happened, and what can you do? It's at that point. What can you do? What can you do? Can't do nothing about it. But yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was going with that. James Bradbury's a pretty solid. Oh yeah, Joe Hayden. He just made a solid play for the more than solid play again for the Titans. So I would like to retain him, but if he has to go, if he has to get the bag like some players do, then James Bradbury would be a solid replacement. We got the cap space for it. He's pretty big. I don't know if he's still considered a top 10 corner, but and again, it's another Giants player. If they're rebuilding, I feel like the Giants could I don't know what that's. He's do a lot of cap. It's like a cap dump move, but yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, that was the list CBS got. And again, James Bradbury could go anywhere. Honestly, he's one of the players other than Aaron Rodgers. He's definitely the second most player I'd want on the Steelers. I just would love that so much. Because that would just be so good. If we could get Aaron Rodgers and James Bradbury. Spooky. Alright. One other thing before we're going to get into the power rankings, because you guys heard me talk enough, and I have nothing else to say. We got the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. We're getting a little bit of boxing news. Sorry. Yeah, Jake Paul rematched Tyron Woodley, and he knocked him out. I was watching that fight, and honestly, I thought Tyron was winning until Jake connected him, and then even before he got knocked out in the final blow, I'm like, yo, he looks like he felt that. He doesn't look good. And then Jake went in with a boom, and he was just you saw him go boom, it was not it was so crazy. Speaking of that, though, Pat Freiermuth and Nicholson, one of the Titans running backs, they both look like they took big hits and got knocked out. More so Freiermuth, but hopefully they're both good. I think the running back for the Titans, I'm sorry, I forget his name. May have came back. Pat Freiermuth doing his second concussion in like very short amount of time. That's not good at all. I'm very concerned about that. I hope he stays healthy. I hope because he's gonna be a stud if he can. I hope he doesn't get another concussion forever. Because Freiermuth's gonna be a stud. But yeah, Jake Paul knocks out Tyron Woodley. Honestly, that was the most impressed I've ever been at Jake Paul in boxing. Even though he's yet to really have a fight, fight an actual like boxer. Like he's fighting, like UFC fighters, wrestlers, basketball players, just people like, he's come a long way from almost losing to Deji. And yes, I say almost losing because that was a close match. Like freaking Deji, like the YouTuber Deji, like Deji's on a grind too. He just recently uploaded something a couple weeks ago, like redemption. Like he took his other loss to heart. Like he's really working now. Yeah, I think he had a problem working and putting his like heart and soul into it. But then like people like KSI and other people kind of called it out. And like, yeah, I think he's really coming together. I'd love to see a Deji versus Jake Paul rematch, but I really don't know if that's ever gonna happen. Deji needs like a lot more wins than that. I'd love to see a KSI and Jake Paul fight, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know if like KSI needs to work for that. I think. Yeah, he wanted to wait for COVID to actually have people to COVID be passed, but who knows when that's gonna happen? And I hope he's training. KSI versus Jake has been hyped up for so long, never happened. We'll see if it ever does. But I'm sorry. When it comes to Jake Paul, I'm seeing a lot of memes on Twitter like, "Oh, he's the best boxer ever, better than Muhammad Ali." I think it's just a copy pasta, but it feels like at this point, like it's everything's like, okay, time to take him seriously. But I can't see past the it's every day, bro. I can't see past the Team 10 cringe. I can't see past him scamming kids on his like website. I can't see past anything that he's done he just made a complete fool of himself back in like 2017. He's a complete asshat. I can't take him seriously as a fighter. Like I'm getting a little annoyed that he keeps winning these because it's like it feels like I'm supposed to take you seriously, but I can't. But I feel like soon he needs to hear actually fight a boxer, like a real boxer. But I mean, I guess kudos to Jake Paul. I just from what I've seen in the past, he seems to like, he's still just his demeanor and the way he talks. He's still a bit annoying. Like I'm just not the biggest fan of either of the Paul brothers. Logan more definitely like mellowed out. He's on his own grind. So is Jake now. He's on his own grind too. But like, I just can't get past the fact like the stuff that like it just 2017, 18. He's just so annoying, and like I can't hardly respect what he's doing right now, even though it's it's definitely something to be proud of. It's hard. Maybe one day though. Maybe one day Jake Paul will see the respect, but hey, he probably doesn't need my respect. But KSI is never forget KSI is the reason he fights. KSI called him out, and he ducked him. And KSI and Deji pulled him in and did it. And Jake fought Deji. KSI fought Logan. That's where it all started. Nostalgic almost. Very very nostalgic. Also in the boxing news, I have to look up who he fought, but Frank Gore had his first boxing match. he lost. He produced a Duron Williams. He Frank Gore, he got like a meme image like, I can't even make it. Yeah, like some sort of face. Funny, but it's kind of just like funny. All these people are getting into boxing, like who like really shouldn't get into boxing. But yeah, like now all these like athletes, and yeah, it's crazy. I'm low key here for it. I've never been back that into like any kind of boxing, fighting, wrestling, and any sort of thing like that. I've never really been into too much. I've watched the YouTuber boxing fights just because I've been in like the YouTube like aspect of it, like the drama. But just like I was just a big fan of the KSI and Deji. Not a big fan of Logan and Jake, so kind of easy for that. But yeah, it's interesting to see all these new boxing and fighters. It's growing, definitely. It's growing. We'll see who else decides to step into the ring and who else decides to get knocked out. But I think that's all I really wanted to say. So let's get into the power rankings. If you guys could give me 1 second, I want to grab a water here because I've done a lot of talking and I'm going to do a lot more talking. So yeah. Honestly, it was hard this week. A lot of teams I thought shouldn't lost did lose. A lot of teams like that I don't really view as high as some of the teams that lost, like won and are looking pretty good, but we'll see. I might be overreacting a bit is what I'm trying to say. I might be overreacting. But my Week 16 power rankings. Okay, we're going to start with my power rankings because I'm the only human being here. At number 10, I'm going to have almost said San Diego, but I'm going with the LA Chargers. They're just, a good team. They played a tough one against Kansas City. I almost put the 49ers there because they're up and coming. They're like really, but they're being up a lot of teams that they really should. Chargers have had some flops, but we'll see. They're very similar level. I ultimately, though, went with the Chargers over the 49ers, but I could be instantly changed for the 49ers as well. At number 9, I have the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Panthers as they should, but with a lot of teams falling, like it made them fall unfairly. So it was hard to make power rankings this week. But they're still a pretty good team. They're just a bit inconsistent. Number 8, probably definitely overreacting here, but if this doesn't drop you that far, I don't know what is. I have the Arizona Cardinals. The reason they're so low is because they've not only did they lose to the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league, but this feels like a downfall kind of thing because they also lost to the Rams and they haven't been playing the ultimate great. A lot of people are calling them the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's a pain to be reminded of that 24/7, but if that is the case, could be some trouble for Arizona. Number 7, I have the New England Patriots. They can be run on, but anyone can be run on with Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, they just, their defense has to be firing on all cylinders. But they're a very scary team, one of the best. But if it's not, you can probably beat them because Mac Jones isn't at that level yet. Neither is anyone in that offense. But it's still a good level though. Number 6, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're taking these injuries too much heart. Like they should be playing better with losing like 1 or 2 receivers when they have still Mike Evans and Gronk and still like some better offenses than whole other teams still. So I don't know what's going on. Getting blanked by the Saints though. They gotta relax. Number 5, I have the Colts. The Colts moved up to a top 5 team. They just seem like they're really good. They got the run. They got the defense. They got a decent quarterback. Mistake prone, but when he's not, he's good. But you don't need him once you have Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, Colts are up and going. I think they take the Titans for the division. I honestly think so. Still can like it. Number 4, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Just, their offense could use, could be a little bit more all-around there for the whole game, but overall they're an all-around team. 3, I have the Rams. They're really coming together. 2, crazy how they're here. The Kansas City Chiefs. Finally what they're expected to be. They're back. They've been back. Now it's just, with other teams losing, it's more apparent. What can you say? They're the Chiefs. They're the Chiefs again. Of course, just in time for the Steelers game. Yeah! They're the Chiefs again. And of course, number 1, I think this is undisputed at this point. The Green Bay Packers. They're definitely the best team in the league. They're just a great team. Alright. Now we'll start with Isaiah's power rankings. And like he says when he has to read someone's off, I can't really give in-depth detail about each of these, but because I don't know their mindset, so this might be a little quicker. Number 10, he has the Chargers, same as me. Number 9, he has the Titans. That's interesting. Honestly, I don't think the Titans should be in a top 10, but I guess they still are a good team. But I feel like they really need Henry and AJ Brown back, and Tannehill needs to play a bit better. But they're solid though. I'm not completely disagreeing with that. Number 8, he has the Colts. Number 7, 2 AFC South teams. Oh, he's sick about that. It's Steve's favorite division. 7, he has the Patriots. 6, he has the Cowboys. 5, he has the Chiefs. 4, he has the Buccaneers. 3, he has the Cardinals. 2, he has the Rams. And 1, he has the Packers. So he's much less reactive than me. He still has the Cardinals, a top 3 team. The Bucs are only at 4. And that everything else, Rams are, Chiefs aren't as high. Rams are high. Definitely, not my exact placements, but I can see it. Like I said, I may be being a little bit too harsh on some of these teams, but yeah. Jimmy, hold up, I may have tweaked. Let me see. I'm sorry. That was Jimmy's power rankings. I said. I think I accidentally said Isaiah. That was Jimmy's power ranking. So, never mind about Isaiah being sick about the AFC South because that were not his power rankings. Now Isaiah's power rankings. He has the Chargers, but he says in parentheses, Titans could also go here, but Chargers beat us. Titans lost. I don't make the rules. Makes sense. So he went to. I agree with that. Chargers over the Titans. Honestly, for me, the Titans are Like I put like the 49ers. But I had a decent amount of teams over the Titans right now. Maybe I'm sleeping, but they just did not look that good against the Steelers. Even though they outgained us, I thought they could have been better. They had 4 turnovers. 9, he has the Bills, like me. 8, he has the Colts. He still has AFC South, though. He could have had 2 AFC South, so I didn't completely tweet. On 7, he has the Cardinals. Ooh, they fell for him as well. Nice. Well, not nice, but maybe I am not being that reactive to it. Number 6, he has the Patriots. 5, Buccaneers. 4, Cowboys. 3, Rams. 2, Chiefs. And 1, we have the Packers. Honestly, pretty similar to mine. I think the top 4, we do have the same mindset a lot of the times with these, because our top 4 is the same. We usually do have very similar power rankings. That's interesting. So those were Isaiah's. So I got confused. Jimmy and Isaiah sent very similar looking notes from their phone with this, so I got confused. I'm sorry. Alright. Now for Steven's power rankings, we have 10, the Colts. 9, the Bills. 8, the Chargers. Highest thing we've seen the Chargers. 7, the Cowboys. 6, the Patriots. 5, the Chiefs. 4, the Rams. 3, the Buccaneers. 2, the Cardinals. And 1, the Packers. Interesting. Honestly, I know I said I was being a little overreactive maybe for the Cardinals, but keeping them at 2, I feel like that's a little bit too hyping them up. I don't know. You lost to the Lions, and that's at least a couple spots at least. That you can't be doing that as the top team. You can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Bucks getting blanked by the Saints. Still top 3 is interesting, but overall solid. No one has anything completely blasphemous, I'd say. Just a few disagreements, which is natural. So, yeah, that is our week 16 power rankings, presented by Onion Balm. All opinions are from Ascent Sports. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Think I'll make a little YouTube video out of this as well. So if you did that, just watch the power ranking video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. You know it's always up to you. And we'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Watch me. Goodbye. So you guys know the drill. Hopefully, if anyone watches this show all the way through, we cut up the power rankings and the predictions. So we just stick in, the outro and intro or for the YouTube audience. All right, now time for predictions, which this is gonna be interesting. Me having to say everything, but we can make do. We can make do. But for the people who are watching this as a solo video, just the predictions, not the whole show. What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Balm here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to our NFL game predictions. I have no one today. It's just me. No squad. Not only do we not have the whole squad here, we have no squad here. It's just me. Everyone is busy. Steve and Jimmy are busy. Isaiah, unfortunately, is sick. Was seeming to be COVID. So hopefully he's all good. Very terrible time of the year to have this. So send him the best wishes possible. And yeah, just, a busy time of year for everyone else as well. So that's why this is so late, if this is late. So yeah, just hopefully you can... haven't heard... Just... The last time you had to just hear my voice for these predictions was probably the end of 2019? 18? Something like that? 19, probably. Yeah, I think... Yeah, it was 19. 18... Yeah, sorry, yeah, 17. It was just me predicting the games on my personal YouTube channel. 18, it was me, the Bull, and Madden on my personal channel. 19, it was me and the Bull on this channel. I don't think I had Madden yet at that time. And then 2021 was me and the whole squad. Anyway, you guys, sorry, dumb rambling, too much. The last week, before we get into the next week games, let's look what happened last week with the... I messed up. I'm sorry. Let's see what happened in week 15. The results. Isaiah and Jimmy went the best. They went 12-4. Pretty good, especially for a 16-week game. Pretty good. Me and Steven, though, right behind, 11-5. But that one game, that could be huge. We only have three weeks left of this, so it's go time. It is go time. Bull and Madden still kind of collapsing. Madden went 8-8, and the Bull went 7-9. I guess not god awful, but not the best. The Isaiah guarantee is 6-9. Nice. But it survived. It survived. Isaiah almost suspended it, but I was like, wait, it can still go even. And then he was like, and then he guaranteed the Steelers, and it did. So if he goes 3 for 3 these last guarantees, it'll be 9-9. We'll have to see. But now for the overall picks, our overall record. Isaiah maintains the lead and pushes it to 2. He has 144-79. 2 behind is me at 142-81, and tied with me is Jimmy at 142-81. Steven is now in last place amongst the humans. 141-82. So it's still anyone's game. But it's still mad close. But things are happening. But he's in third place. Me and Jimmy are technically tied for second. And then next we have the Madden, who is just, significantly behind at 122-108, and the Bull even more significantly behind at 110-113, in the negatives by 3. You can't help but think it's done for them. I never really expect the Bull or Madden to win, but it seems solidified at this point. The Bull needs is a whole 12 behind Madden. Is a whole 30-something behind Isaiah. Madden is 22 behind Isaiah. I think it's over them. I think the Bull will get last. Madden will get 5th. Madden had a spurt there, but it kind of died out now. And the Bull just kind of, had that one really, really good week. But it no longer is that good right now. So it's really, like always, it's mainly amongst the humans, among us. So yeah, and the keynotes of the week, you guys saw that in the Ascent Sports Show. If you watched it, again, the whole show was just me. So yeah, if you want to watch that, go ahead. If not, I I understand, I guess. But yeah, let's without further ado, guys, let's get in to, as I stab myself with a pencil, let's get into the week 16 games and predict them. Alright, bear with me here, everyone, because it is, like I keep mentioning, it's, just me, so I gotta get the bowl ready, gotta make the pick, gotta read off everyone's pick, so bear with me. Alright, first up here, we have Thursday Night Football, the game that's gonna be playing in T-minus 10 hours? Sound like that? Yeah, 10 hours, I think. I don't know. Yeah, very late for this. We have the 49ers at the Tennessee Titans. And I'm going with the 49ers. As of right now, they're seemingly the better team in my opinion. The Titans officially need wins. Like, they're not like, they're not smooth sailing anymore. So it's not like the 49ers need it more. However, the 49ers could use this as well. But I'm going with the 49ers to win this. They seem like the better team. I feel like they are going to win it. Steven is going with the Titans. Isaiah is going with the Titans as well. Jimmy is going with the 49ers with me. Already split on Thursday Night Football. The Bull is going with the 49ers, but Madden is going with the Titans. And they have it 21-3. Very interesting score. We're a 3-3 split already, which is crazy. I should move it there. Alright, next up, moving on to a Saturday game. We do got Saturday games, not because of COVID, because of Christmas. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. I forgot about it. So there's so much going on. I forgot to mention Christmas time. So, yeah, on Christmas Day, 4:30, we have the Browns at the Packers. I'm going with the Packers. Much better team. Browns needed that Raiders win. Merked COVID. I think the Browns are done. Seemingly dead. And I'm not trying to be biased as a Steelers fan. It doesn't seem like, they're, that's a hard matchup to win. I don't think they're going to get it. So I'm going with the Green Bay Packers to win on Christmas Day. The Grinch Bay Packers stole quit. That's not a good joke. It never is. I'm sorry. Steven is going to go with the Packers. Isaiah is going to go with the Packers as well. Jimmy's also going with the Packers. The Bull's going to go with the Browns. And Matt is also going with the Browns. And their score is 24-17. Interesting. The humans on one side. The objects in another. Then on the latter half of the Christmas Day, we have Christmas night, Saturday Night Football. We have the Colts at the Cardinals. And like I was saying earlier, the downfall of the Cardinals, I think it's happening. Jonathan Taylor's playing great. The Colts are playing hard. I have another loss to the Cardinals. I'm going with the Colts. Games like this worry me because it's like, ooh, you need them all, but I'm going Colts. I'm going Colts so close. I'm going with the Colts. I mean, I think on my power rankings, I have it as the better. Nah, they're not the better team, but like that'd be a cool upset. Isaiah is also going with the Colts. Steven's going with the Cardinals. Jimmy's also going with the Cardinals. We have another 2-game split. This is insane. This is exciting. The Bull is going with the Cardinals as well. Madden also going with the Cardinals. Their score, 37-0. They blank a team after being humiliated, losing to the Lions. They're coming out swinging. Oh, that does kind of make sense. But no, I'm not thinking about the Colts are on a roll. I'm going with the Colts. Alrighty, next up we have the Lions at the Falcons. Oh, I feel like I'm not trying to be this bold, but like, some games just go that way. I'm going with the Lions. Motor City Dan going on a roll here. I'm going with back-to-back. The Falcons just seem like they're technically in playoff contention, but they seem like a team they're going to choke. Falcons and Broncos. Like, they're like the NFC Broncos. I can't see past them as a bad team, even though they're technically up there and like they win some games. I don't know. I have no faith in the Falcons in making the playoffs. I think they're gonna choke here to the Lions. Dan Campbell gonna rally the troops and beat the Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons. The Lions to beat the Falcons. Have another win. I saw the locker room speech. Dan Campbell firing everyone up. Jared Goff's like, "Why don't we win these last 4? Let's go." Why don't they? Going a little. I'm going Lions. Steven is going with the Falcons. Isaiah is also going with the Falcons. Jimmy is also going with the Falcons. So I am alone. Opportunity emerges. The Bulls going with the Falcons. Madden also going on the Falcons. So I'm completely alone on the no love for Dan Campbell after the win of the century. It is possible they get hung over after that, but I just see too much hype in that locker room, and the Falcons just too much choke ability. But their score, Falcons winning it 28-21. Alright, next up, we have the Rams at the Vikings. I'm going with the Rams. This is just one of those simple ones. This is interesting matchup, but I think the Rams are a better team. I think it's just going to be like, better team. They win by a little bit. I think it's a close one. But yeah, I'm going with the Rams. I just have more confidence that they win this. They're seemingly on a roll as well. Steven first. Sure, why not? Steven's going with the Rams. Isaiah's going with the Rams. Jimmy's going with the Rams. The Bulls going with the Rams. And Madden is going to have us all in on the Rams. They have the Rams winning 27-5. Scoregami. Safety. Really? Ooh. But yeah. No love for Vikings today. No school game. Alright, next up we have another trash bowl against two teams that have no playoff contention whatsoever. We have the Jaguars at the Jets. And this is another one I'm going to miss because I can never pick these stupid games. I'm going with the Jaguars. The Jets have 15 players on the COVID reserve. Who knows if they're all going to be back? Who knows if that messes up anything, like if they mess up their practice or whatnot. Jags, maybe they finally rally under their interim head coach. Maybe they're like, yo, we got to do this. Like the Jets, it feels like the Jets should win this because they played better against the Dolphins. They seem like a better team. The Jags seem like they stink. But every time games like this I try to pick like that, it always goes the other way. So I'm going with the Jaguars. Not insanely confident, but man, this game's just garbage. Just absolutely garbage. Steven is going with the Jets. Isaiah's also going with the Jets, and he put a angry emoji because he's picking the Jets again. Jimmy is going with the Jets as well, so I don't want... Oh, this is another opportunity for me, but I'm not really trying to die on the Jaguars island. Bulls going to Jets. Madden, I got Madden on my side. Madden's going with the Jaguars. They have it 27-21. This game go either way. We'll see how it goes. I just don't know. Hate games like that. Alright, next up, we have the Giants at the Eagles. I'm going with the Eagles. Eagles pushing for a playoff spot. Giants, just too far away. Not technically out of it, but just too far away, I think. The Giants already won this matchup once. It's now at the Eagles. I don't see a sweep here. I'm going with the Eagles to split this. And they're playing pretty decent football. Nick Sirianni does have the COVID protocol, but we'll see how that all ends up. Steven is going with the Giants, actually. He's picking a sweep there. Isaiah's going with the Eagles. Jimmy's going with the Eagles, so opportunity for Steven there. The Bull is going with the Giants. Then Madden is also going with the Giants. So it's a 3-3 split, but only one human. Steven's got the Bull and Mad. The Giants score is 34-28. Interesting. Yeah, this is a competitive week, it feels like. We could have a very different picture here with these records. Alright, next up, we have the Bills at the Patriots. Oh, you know, just a couple weeks ago, the Patriots won this game by only passing it 3 times. It's now at Foxborough, which I don't believe the Bills had the best luck there. I mean, recently, last year they beat them twice, but they can win there. And for that reason, I'm going Bills. I think I see a sweep in this series. I don't think the Bills are just going to die. I don't think that's going to work again. Throwing the ball 3 times. I think the Bills are going to prepare for that. So I'm going with the Bills to beat the Patriots for a second time. Steven's also going with the Bills. Isaiah is going to guarantee that the Buffalo Bills beat the New England Patriots. Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Wings, Buffalo Wild Wings, the Wild Buffalo beat the patriotic Patriots. Isaiah didn't say all this. I'm adding it. He says speeches like this for his guarantees. So he is going to take the Bills. And this will be the Isaiah guarantee of the week. Trying to keep it alive. Ooh, man. Interesting. Now Jimmy has an opportunity. He's going with the Patriots. That's crazy. So far, Isaiah's the only one with not an opportunity. This is gonna. I can already tell this is gonna be a wild week. The Bulls going with the Patriots. Madden is going with the Bills, and they have it 31-27. Very interesting. All right, next up we have the Ravens at the Bangles. A lot of interesting matchups too now. if I didn't think the Bengals lost their spark, this would be a much easier pick. But I think they lost it a little bit. Tyler Huntley's itching for a win, too. But they have so many injuries. I feel like this Tyler Huntley hype is something that is going to die. I think the Bengals are the better team. I see something similar. The Steelers got swept by the Bengals. Bengals already killed the Ravens by 40 once. I think they're also going to sweep the Ravens. I'm going with the Bengals to beat the Baltimore Ravens. Crazy that the Bengals are going to sweep the Ravens and Steelers. If this happens, which I don't know if they are, but yeah, I think they're the better team. This one could go either way, though. This is for the division, though. Either team wants it. Could go either way. Let's see. Steven is going with the Ravens. Isaiah is going with the Bengals. Jimmy is going with the Bengals as well. Another opportunity for Steven now. 2 for him, 2 for me, 1 for Jimmy. Being the odd man out. This is going to be wild. The Bulls going with the Bengals. Madden is going with the Ravens, and they have the score 24-21. They have it close. I like that score. I think it's going to be a tough fought one. All right, next up we have the Chargers at the Texans. Very easy one, at least should be. If the Chargers choke this, I'll lose a lot of respect, but this has to be a free win, right? Chargers fighting for playoffs. Texans eliminated. Bad team. I'm going with the Chargers. Easy. Probably one of the easiest picks of the week. Hey, said that I probably said that against Cardinals and Lions, so you just never know. You never know, but I'm gonna assume all the people here. Everyone else's. I'm gonna assume Steven, Jimmy, and Isaiah went Chargers. Yes, Steven went Chargers. Jimmy went Chargers, and Isaiah went Chargers. All of them went Chargers. Bull in typical Bull fashion is gonna take the Texans. Not even trying anymore. Madden is going with the Texans as well. 22-17. The two entities at the bottom of the overall. Yeah. I think it's safe to bet on the Chargers for this one. I really shouldn't say that because they're probably going to lose, but no opportunities there as expected. Shoot. Messing up the papers. Alright, next up, we have the Buccaneers at the Panthers. I have the Buccaneers. Even though they got blanked by the Saints, they're still they're still a good team. They're still a better team. They're probably gonna want to bounce back from that. And they can do it against the Panthers, who are struggling. It's gonna be interesting to see Newton and Brady duel it out again. We haven't seen that in a while. We saw Newton on his old team. That's very interesting. So yeah, I'm going Buccaneers. I think this is gonna be relatively easy one. Panthers might make it a little bit close, but Bucks should take this one out on top. Steven is going with the Buccaneers. Isaiah is going with the Buccaneers. Jimmy's going with the Buccaneers. The Bull is going with the Panthers. Madden is going with the Buccaneers, and they have it 37-34. Dang, high scoring game. Two kind of wild upsets by the Bull as well. Alright, next up, moving on to the 4 o'clock games. We have the Bears at the Seahawks. I thought it was going to be a little better than this Bull. More so than the Seahawks, which is why I'm taking the Seahawks. Because this is a complete pride game. I think both of these teams are going to miss the playoffs. The Bears actually, I forgot, the Bears are one of the teams that already missed the playoffs. So, this should be the Seahawks game to lose. Russell Wilson should ball out. And, yeah, should maybe at least make a little bit more of a push to potentially make the playoffs. I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. Steven is also going with the Seahawks. Isaiah is going with the Bears. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Jimmy is going with the Seahawks, which means Isaiah finally has an opportunity. We all have at least one, which is insane, actually. Crazy. Bulls going with the Seahawks. And Man is also going with the Seahawks. They have it 28-16. So I just kind of paused there. I was just kind of thinking. Alright. Next up, we have the Raiders at the Broncos. Both of these teams, I don't know what to think of. I'm sorry. Broncos at the Raiders? Broncos at the Raiders. I'm sorry. It's at the Raiders. That doesn't change the fact I'm going to take the Raiders. I always took the Raiders. I think they're a bit better of a team. Even with, they're kind of, the year they've been having. Broncos are a better defense. I don't know. This one could go either way. I'm going Raiders, though. Just kind of a gut feeling of them being the better team as well. But who knows? Another kind of hardish one to pick for not the right reasons. Steven's going with the Broncos. Isaiah's going with the Raiders. And Jimmy is going with the Raiders. So there's another. I think that's a third opportunity for Steven. Wow. This could either catapult him to first place, or this could bury him. And if he gets one, not the other, it could be anticlimactic and just work its way out. But we'll see. The Bulls going with the Broncos. Madden will go with the Raiders, and their score is 31-24. 24. Okay. Here it is. Next up, we have our team. Our game. The Steelers. They are at the Chiefs. All year, especially when the Saints were the Chiefs were tweaking, I thought this could be a big upset for the Steelers. But then the Steelers started losing their best card and defense and letting up 200 yards to no-name running backs, backup running backs. So then, with the Chiefs seemingly back, like everyone did, I count this as an L. Now with the COVID stuff, with the Chiefs, Steelers fighting for this one, I'm going with the Chiefs here. I want the Steelers to win, of course, but they're so good right now. Their defense is playing really good, and our offense can't get a soul thing going. Even if, there's COVID stuff. Patrick Mahomes, can probably, Edwards-Helaire might have a day. You still got, Damian Williams. It's at Arrowhead, which that's one of probably the toughest places to play. We've won there before, but this Chiefs team, we've barely even played. So I unfortunately am going with the Chiefs. Fellow Steelers fans, though, don't be too discouraged, because I went against the Chiefs against the Bills and the Browns. I'm messing up. I went against the Steelers against the Bills and the Browns. Also went against the Chargers, but we'll have to talk about that. We'll have to use that example. Also, we have the AFC West kind of curse going on here. We lost to the Raiders and Chargers. We did beat the Broncos, but Steelers aren't that good against the AFC West, it seems. Steven is going with the Steelers, still keeping the hope. Isaiah's going with the Chiefs. Jimmy is also going with the Chiefs. Fourth opportunity, if my math is correct, fourth opportunity for Steven. Bull is going with the Steelers. Madden is also going with the Steelers. Their score is 10-7. And my goodness, that's kind of realistic. That's very realistic, actually. Man. I think it's going to be close. I feel a little dirty because I had so much faith in this game. And, I feel like the COVID stuff, it's going to be back. I don't know. If this game gets postponed, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's going to be an interesting one. All right. Next up, we have Sunday Night Football. The Washington football team at the Dallas Cowboys. Football team could use this if they're trying to push here, but I'm going with the Cowboys. Just a better team, and they just seem like they keep winning. So the football team has some injuries and the COVID protocol things, and we'll see what comes out of this. But I have more faith in the Cowboys to win this. Therefore, I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys. Steven's also going with the Cowboys. Isaiah's going with the Cowboys. Jimmy also going with the Cowboys. So all in agreement there. No opportunities there. The Bulls going with the Cowboys. Madden, though, is going to be the odd man out. Going with the football team. 34-31. Interesting. We'll see. All right, next up, we have Monday Night Football. The Dolphins at the Saints. I'm going with the Dolphins. This one could go either way, though. I could see Tua struggling against the Saints defense. They're both 7-7. They're both pushing. But I've taken the Dolphins 4 weeks in a row now? For weeks in a row. And they have not failed me yet. Saints, every time they get a big win, it seems like they choke afterwards. They got a big win against the Buccaneers. Dolphins are really pushing, showing pride, showing that they weren't the team they were in the beginning. I'm going with the Miami Dolphins to win this game. Steven is also going with the Dolphins here, it looks like. Sorry, this is being weird. Yeah, Steven's going with the Dolphins. Isaiah also going with the Dolphins. And Jimmy's going with the Dolphins. Interesting. With the way this is going, I thought someone would take the Saints and there would be some sort of opportunity there, but it doesn't look like it. Unless I was getting the vibe from the Bull, who is taking the Saints, or Madden, who also is taking the Saints. Objects against us. 25-21 has a score. With that high of a score, that feels like Tua threw a pick six. This is what it feels like. But alright, those are our week 16 game predictions. Hopefully you guys can tolerate just hearing me now. OGs might more so than others, but promise other voices, other people will be back. Just busy holiday stuff and illnesses, unfortunately. If you guys want to know how we did, make sure you watch the week 17 game prediction video. We'll recap how we did week 17, week 16. Sorry, I've been talking a long time. I'm messing up. Week 16, or we kept that like we did week 15. Week 15 this week. It's coming down to we have only week 17 and then week 18 with the new expansion, and that's it. We'll do if the end result is we have two people tied at first place, then the tiebreaker is going to be who finishes first in the playoffs. But if we have a defiant winner in week 15, 18, that will be the winner of the regular season, of the predictions. So exciting stuff, a lot of opportunities, especially for Steven this week. For everyone even. We'll see what happens. Could have a new first place, could not. Very exciting. But for now, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. No, it's always up to you. We'll see you guys in the next video with me. Goodbye. And alright, that is also going to do it for you Ascent Sports Show people. If you watched all the way to the end, 2 hours of just me. Thank you. And like I promised the YouTube people, I promise other people will be back next week as well. So, I probably don't need to redo an outro, but I'm going to anyhow. Because why not? If for the entirety of the Ascent Sports Show, that'll be the show. Thank you guys. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. You know it's always up to you. And we'll see you guys in the next video watch of me and anyone else. We're coming down to it with the regular season of football, playoffs football. The future of the show isn't like... Nothing's really concrete. We've mentioned it a little bit. I would like to keep going past like just the NFL season. We'll see how that works out. They'll probably get like shorter shows because we won't have to predict and power rankings, but maybe some other fun things we'll think of doing. I do have some ideas as well, especially, when we get to mock draft season and whatnot. I do want to get a little bit deeper into other sports because right now we're just in football, but I'd like to get a bit deeper in other sports, but yeah. Let's see. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or unsubscribe. You know it's always up to you. I'll see you guys in the next video of me. Thank you for tolerating me for this long. Goodbye. Oh, I had a dream.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that